Hi guys, wonderful day, bright day, bright card is out to all the Muslims across the globe. My name is Sanija Adeban. It's the best sporting show in all of the universe. It's New System Sport, of course, here on our bed radio scope on our YouTube channel. Everywhere you can think of in the whole world right now. We're global, we're Twitter, we have our websites up and running with the latest news every second. You guys support us as best as you can. And of course, I have my sports edge with me. 20 minutes of basketball, 20 minutes of football, and we'll be discussing that live with you. But I'll allow the guys to introduce themselves. I'm not going to start with Kachi because I know he's going to say something bad about me. So I'll start with Alawale on this one.
So, good day, sporting fans. Welcome to the show. We have another 1 hour to discuss, another 40 minutes, sorry, to discuss basketball, football. Yeah, we are in the off season, but like you rightly know, there is a World Club Cup coming here around the corner, happening in the United States. The NBA final is on. Pacers, they stole game one in
Ooh,
Oklahoma. We'll get into that. Game two is this night. We also preview game two, and me and Kachi, we predicted that this series was going to end in five. But behind the scene, we're already changing our prediction to six. I hope you not need to tell me we're not changing to OKC.
oh my God. Oh boy, oh boy.
Well, Kachi, go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, sports fans, always a pleasure. I also want to start off by saying Eid Mubarak to all our Muslim listeners and viewers. We pray that all your prayers, or rather, wish that all your prayers are answered and we celebrate with you and your family. I also want to say big congratulations to the man that I predicted would win 20 Grand Slams. He's a quarter of the way there with winning his fifth in Carlito Alcaraz, picking up from where his compatriot left off. I don't know if we will have the time to dive into it, but it would be nice to just hear in 1 minute. Was this a John Cena loss or was this an amazing win by Carlito? I really would want to hear what you guys have to say. Beyond
Yeah,
that, stay
yeah,
tuned for a
yeah,
great
yeah,
one.
yeah. Thank you very much, Kachi, for reminding. Totally forgot about that. I was jumping on my seat today. I was with my son. I was like, "Yo, this is crazy," and we're definitely going to start with that. We're not going to start with basketball. Thank you for bringing that to my attention. Um, it's an amazing one. Two sets down. Is a testament of two things. Elitism, strong mentality,
Yeah.
and luck. Because in every sport, like I always say, you need luck for you to win. And this boy, or this child, or this kid, this millionaire child, and this rich kid is he has shown us over this shortest possible period of time that he is an elite. He can rub shoulder with the big boys. He can rub shoulder with his peers, and he stands well above his peers. So when you say 20 Grand Slams, by injury, because it's a mixture of different things, right? It's a
Mhm.
mixture of all of them, all the greats.
Yeah.
When I'm talking about the great, I'm talking about P. Sampras, Ruja, um, Rafael Nadal, Novak.
And Novak.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
talking about is a mixture of all of them. So I see this guy probably maybe going beyond the 20 Grand Slam. And definitely Yannick Sinner fumbled the bag, especially in the third set.
Mhm.
When he had that shot that hit the net, right? He could have done something better. And if it's like Olawale Wale says, it's sports is all about momentum.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
And
about
when
momentum.
you have it, just kill it
When
off.
you have it, kill it off and do it. And Akaras had that. He had 27 straight
Points.
points. Thank you.
Mhm.
27 straight points. And that is amazing. When
Mhm.
you are playing against, don't let's forget that Sina himself is
It's
a
world number
good
one.
player. He's a good player on any day,
World
anywhere.
number one. Is
World
the world
number
number
one.
one. Yes.
He's the world number one. He's a
I
great
think, I
player
think
himself.
he has a Grand Slam to himself or two already.
Yeah, he
Yes.
does.
John Cena has
Yeah.
two Grand Slam
Yeah.
already. So
So we're talking about two great players or potential great players we know it. We don't want to jump the gun. Okay, don't let me say we don't. I don't want to jump the gun and call them great yet,
Hmm.
but I know they are going to be great.
Yeah, yeah,
They are going to be great. So we saw Cena fumbling the bag, but at the same time, the elitism of our careers. And two things can be right at the same time, even if
absolutely,
they're casting. And that's
Yeah,
what
you're
absolutely.
right. I think it's a matter of two things. It's a matter of for you to have led. I think Senna won the first two sets convincingly. I
yes.
think 6-4, 6-3 or thereabouts, and he lost the
Yeah.
third set by a very slight margin. And
Mhm.
like Debo rightly said, it's a matter of him Senna fumbling it. And at the same time, you have to give it. On the other hand, even if Senna, if we agree that Senna fumbled it, it
Yeah.
takes what do you call it? Alcaraz,
Validator.
if he has not, he gave himself the chance. He believed he can still do it.
Yes.
If not, he on the other hand will have probably given up after going two sets down. It takes
Yeah.
a level of mental toughness to be two sets down and still
Yeah,
believe that you can win the next three. Because
yeah, yeah.
the probability of winning three out of
Three
three
straight.
after losing two out
Very,
of
very
two
small.
is probably as low as 5% or something thereabout.
Maybe
So
even less than that. Yeah.
so it takes a lot of mental toughness. Like we always say this, individual sport is probably the most difficult sport. You don't unlike on a team sport, you have somebody's shoulder to rely on. On a day you are not
Mhm.
probably in your best mood, you can rely on some other players. But when it comes to individual sports, this is what it's all about. It's all about your mental strength. And
Mhm.
like you rightly said, this combat just has a feel of a Djokovic combat when you see him
Yes.
down with two sets and like it just reminds me of that Celtics Miami Heat series when Miami won the first three games and the Celtic boys were saying just don't let us win one. Like
Mm.
we win so immediately he took that third set like so kudos to him. Five grand slam already in probably how many years of professional tennis. For
Mhm.
a lot of things will determine how far he's going to go, whether he's going to get to 20 or even go to get to 30. It depends on his
Yes.
own health, it depends on his own lifestyle,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it depends on luck, it depends on how many other great players
To come up from
that
the
will
men's
come up
side.
around the
Yes.
same period.
Yeah, this boy will
Like
dominate.
like
He will
like
dominate men.
and the more he had three grand slam, probably in another era, he could have been
He
talking about eight,
wins he
nine grand
wins
slams,
Olari,
and
12.
it becomes
Olari,
He
I don't
wins
like you.
12.
Olari, I don't like you talk. Don't talk about Adu. I know you
He
know
wins
Adu.
12.
please,
Don't talk
He
my
wins.
about
guy.
Ajiboye.
Sorry,
Why? What has he done to
guy.
you?
He's
What
my
has he
guy,
done
and
to
he's a
you?
British guy.
He's
So
not just elite. You have sentiment for him. He's not elite.
no, no.
We're
What
just,
I'm
it
saying
was
is this:
just
the truth is
sentiment.
this.
Honestly, just joking.
What I'm
I
saying
don't
is
know.
this:
He's a big four. He's a
wait
member
now,
of the
if
big
him
four.
and the Mori are the big three guys towards the end of their career
Yes.
and before the beginning of these new guys, you can
Yeah.
probably have squeezed in. Don't forget that it took some of these guys to. He had a lot of great games
The
against all these
finals,
top
yes.
guys,
He was always in the semi-final or finals of some of these
do you
tournaments. So
understand?
don't
And
knock
when
his
he put on
hustle,
his
please,
club,
a
he,
lot,
he just
everyone.
played against all-time greats, and that was just
Mm.
unfortunate for him.
Yeah, yeah. Anyways, of course, Coco Golf defeated Sabalenka to win our second Grand Slam as well. But it's just a female tennis. I don't want to talk about it. I know we'll see them fumble the bag very soon as well. But going
No,
straight to the
but
basketball.
sorry, before you
Yeah,
go, the thing
yeah,
about golf is this: she's just 21, and she seems to have been
yeah.
Hmm.
around for like only God knows when.
For years,
Knows how long,
Probably,
they know.
yes.
Olari,
I
they
think she
know how
started
to.
at 16.
Don't put your mind. They know how to fizzle out. Don't worry about it. You know these things. They know how to fizzle out. The female version is the I don't know. Is the best way where you see different people at par at the same level. This
That's
year you
is
see Sabalenka, you like, oh, Sabalenka is going. You see another Emma Raducanu win the Grand Slam, go down.
But
Coco Gauff
Kachi,
will
did you
come
listen to
win.
the
Yeah,
post? But both of you guys, did you listen to the
yeah.
post? Interview.
Yes,
Sabalenka,
yes. I
what was
I
all those
did.
comments about? That was just
I
pure
did,
jealousy.
and I mentioned it in our social media post that this is pure unsportsmanlike or unsportswomanlike behavior maybe we need to also start asking ourselves, is it a good time to interview someone who has just lost a very emotional final game like that? But for someone who is also the world number one, who has been on the scene for so long, she should know already how to, they do media training. I'm just going to, I'm not bragging, but I've been trying to get my coaching badge here, registered with the Canadian Coaching Association here. And I know that one of the things they train players on is media. So for her to come out and rather than be graceful, because the condition was adverse for both of them, and you said, oh, this person didn't win, I made too many mistakes. And then if the opponent I won in the semifinals made it, she would have won you.
That person will have deleted the ball.
I just thought it was classless. I thought it was classless.
Yeah,
I thought it was classless
it
in my
was a show of
opinion.
more professionalism
Yes,
on
yeah.
Sabalenka, and of course, I don't want to go down that route because the way I think is quite different from the way regular human being thinks. So I don't want to say something I will regret. Let's just move on to the NBA side of things. Awale Akachi said it's going to be in 5 games. Still possible. OKC playing.
Six.
No, you said 5 at first. No, I was
Yeah,
the one that said 6.
I'm changing my mouth to 6 now.
I'll get in there. As a matter of fact, I think going forward on the show, maybe we should have a segment where we have maybe 10 minutes of of pure banter and put humor into the show itself, right? And not all seriousness. So you guys said in 5. Now you change it to 6. I said 6 at first, and I'm taking 7 now.
Yeah.
And I would ask you one question each because of time. Kachi, I'm going to start with you. I saw so many podcasts over the course of the week, and the defining moment or the common theme amongst everybody was it's about the system itself for the Pacers. It's not like they're better. They're not better in terms of matchup against the OKC. You guys might think differently, but that's my opinion. But it's the system, the way the system works. Tyrese Haliburton is their best player. Some people might say it's Pascal Siakam, but I think Tyrese is the best. But the way Tyrese plays, Tyrese is like ready to give up the ball quite easily and fast. The intensity of their game is crazy in terms of how they push the ball all across, right? And do you think the system is what is really working for the Pacers, or what worked for them in game 1, or what has worked for them so far? That's the question I have for you. Actually, I have a different question for you.
Sounds good. Can I just before Olawale, before you start, can I just say congratulations to Portugal for winning their second UEFA Nations League, defeating Spain 7-5 on penalties.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I hope they're going to give Ronaldo Wolf of the year
now. Olawale, the floor is yours.
So I think what the NBA season has, I think these 2 teams in the final represent what you call system basketball. Even on the part of OKC, it's more about their system. And the same thing about, I think the system has taken both of them so far. Probably, but for the finals, yes, I think the system has been what has worked for them. So let's just look at the first game. What really happened? We all know that the OKC, they are good at what? They are going to hustle you down. They will force you to turn the ball over. And on the other hand, the Pacers play this fast pace kind of basketball, which is very easy to turn the ball over if you are being pressed if you are being pressured like that. And what actually happened in the game? They turned the balls over over 25 times. And it's hard for you to overcome such adversity. But on the other hand, what has OKC been doing? When they force the other team to turn the ball over, they convert those chances by scoring them.
Points on turnover.
But the difference between that, but different in this game, that game was that for all those turnovers, they were able to force the Pacers to commit. They were on their own part were able to turn them as into. So that one too could be a bit of, you have to give kudos to the Pacers who probably have worked on their own transition defense, because when you turn the ball over, most times, if most other teams struggle to defend when they turn the ball over like that, they struggle to go to run back. So I think on the part of the Pacers, what they were able to do is, even though they turn the ball over a lot, they were able to recover in time to deny OKC from combating those turnovers to fast break points. So even when they were having a rough game in the first quarter, second quarter, they were able to keep the game very close. And you know, as much as the game is very close, in this era of 3 pointers, all it takes is just 2-3 to close down a 12-point lead back to a very close game. And they did that. And when it mattered most, Tyrese Haliburton take over towards the end, and he scored. He didn't have a great game, and he scored that point. He scored that late minute shot that gave them the victory. So good victory for them. What the OKC need to do to work on in this game too is to convert all those turnovers to fast break points.
All right, Kashi, I'm going to come to you. Tyrese Haliburton 2024-2025 was voted as the most overrated player.
Yeah.
Right, and different reasons were given for that. But this man has shown us. I recognize his greatness from the get-go, and I at the point I said it was top 10 players in the NBA. You both disagree with me. I think that was sometime last year or 2 years ago.
Yeah. I still don't think it's top 10. Go on.
I think I personally, I think it's the best point guard in the NBA. This season, I think it's the best point guard. But looking at him right now and what he's doing, the clutch points.
Yes.
How does that speak to his mentality as a player? And how do you think that award of being the most overrated player helped him to grow into what he is, what he's currently growing into? It's not fully grown. What is currently growing into?
Yeah. Debo, personally, I don't think. I'm not saying it doesn't play a factor, but it does not play a major factor into the kind of player Tyrese Haliburton is becoming. And we're seeing this is who we thought Devin Booker was going to be. You know, good and then move to clutch. This offseason, we've seen Brunson and Tyrese become who we thought Jason Tatum and Devin Booker would be. Now, I agree that overrated ranking plays a factor, but I don't think it plays a major factor. This is what I think plays a key factor. I think that time spent in the company of those great guys during the Olympics, please get me wrong, Haliburton was part of the Olympic team, wasn't he?
Definitely. He played seven.
Yes, but much game time.
He didn't see much game time, but there's something about how being in that environment shapes you. You are sitting in the company of people, and we even see Anthony Edwards show that he gained something from being in that environment. He's always had the innate talents. He's always been well grounded. I think he pushed himself. Let's not forget they were in the ECF last year, so it's not as if this is a flash in the pan. He experienced difficulty and the disappointment of defeat against the Celtics last year. Played in an amazing Olympic run, probably the most watched. Forget everything they say about the 1992 Dream Team. Probably the most watched Olympic basketball game series since we started covering the Olympics. Learned from a KD, from a LeBron, from a Steph, from an Anthony Davis, from an Embiid. He picked the good, he picked the bad. To let you know how I think it made him mature. The way he even addressed what his father did
So Yanis.
and not trying to cover up for him showed that mentally he was right there, mature. So I do think he's always had it in him. His baby face belies his mental toughness. I think he's not afraid to make mistakes. I think he's matured beyond his years. And I think the Pacers system, where no one star is heavily dependent on, works totally in his favor because he can have a so-so game. And let's not forget, he's had so-so games in so many of the series so far.
I really don't agree with you guys, but go on. And I'll
He's
tell you
had
why I don't agree.
he's had so-so games. He's just been very clutch. I don't think anyone has been more clutch in a playoff series, not in their career, in a playoff series
As much
beyond
as
Michael Jordan as Tyrese Haliburton has
come
been.
on, come on, don't mention Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is not the most clutch player
In a series, I'm not saying the most clutch player.
Okay.
Michael Jordan he had
Shaq,
the
don't
flu
trigger
game.
Debo.
It was
Shaq, don't trigger Debo with Michael Jordan. Please,
no, he had the playoff, he had the flu game and the shots that won the series in the same series, right?
Yeah.
yes,
I'm
yes. So
just
the same
saying,
thing.
that the system Pacers play, where he is not asked to play hero ball, suits him very well. They've shielded him from pressure. Pascal Siakam is picking up the slack. The system, they play disruptive, fast paced. You know,
Basketball.
the Lakers of Phil Jackson and the Chicago Bulls, they pride on the triangle way of basketball. The
Yeah.
Pacers now play disruptive basketball. You don't even know what is their style. What is the Pacers? Do they have a clearly defined style? We just know that the ball is zipping very fast and everybody is touching the rock. Nobody is dominating the ball. Nobody is asking to be, even the PGs, a very willing passer of the ball, right? So I think mental toughness has always been there. Assimilating from the greats during the Olympic played a major factor. And trust me, the system the Indiana Pacers currently have suits him to a T.
All right, perfect. Just before we go, a little bit of news. There's um honking around right now that email Odoka could be
Okay,
going, yeah, honking
okay.
around. Yeah. But Email Odoka could be going to the New York Knicks, which will be a very great one for him. I want to believe that Doris Boyd his contract has not been renewed. So a little bit of sensationalism. Sensationalism. I think is just a clickbait on the part of Shaq O'Neal over the weekend, over the week, over the course of the week, on his podcast. Said his top five players that he's starting five, and of course he evidently left out Braun out of it. His top 10 players, he definitely left out Braun as in his top two, and of course it's just, and I'm tired of the conversation.
Mhm.
The conversation gives me money. Don't get me wrong. I like it when I post about Braun and Michael Jordan on our social media page, because people will definitely talk. People are, for lack of knowledge, for lack of bias, whatever, everybody just decides to pitch their attention with, right? But do you guys? I don't know, Olale, if you saw the top five that I posted out of course, I can
I
just
think I
read.
remember seeing. I can't
Yeah,
remember the top five, but I
it
saw
was
it.
it was it
Yes.
was it was himself, MJ, Cole, Tim Duncan, and come on, and of course Magic. No,
Magic.
sorry, no, it wasn't Magic. It was Steph. Sorry, it was Steph, not Magic.
Oh, really?
It was Steph. Yeah,
It's
come on,
clickbait. It's clickbait.
exactly. That's what I thought immediately I saw it. But should we? So I'll just give you guys one second to just say one or two things about it. Do you think it's just over sensationalism? He was just trying to bait us, or
I think it's just
there's
opinion.
there's a little bit of salt to it that we can taste.
There may be, and you see, the thing about the NBA is NBA has witnessed a lot of great players, with great
We've been
accomplishments,
blessed. Been blessed.
with great accomplishments that it will always look insulting, unfair to some certain players the moment you do your setting one best five of all time of any era, of any decade, it will always be there.
Mhm.
For most people, LeBron is probably number one. Some people, for some most people, is either is top two, either number one, number two, depending how you rank. But some people will make argument for no matter how you want to look at it, like some are making it like a top two of LeBron and Michael Jordan is untouchable. Is like is like insulting to somebody like Bill Russell, somebody like
Will
Wilt,
Karim Abdul-Jabbar. So
I put
Wilt
Karim at
Chamberlain. Yeah.
I put Karim at two. I put MJ at three.
so
Bronco is
Oh,
number
so
one for me.
so for me, I just think sometimes, and that's why I probably just don't like touching all those kind of topics at times.
Okay,
Like
so it's
you
just
can win,
basic
you can
sensationalism.
win with any of those things, but the only loophole I can see from that is if you are saying you're starting five. If you don't even want to put LeBron there, but where you know there is a problem is both Jordan and
And Kobe.
Kobe played as a shooting guard for majority of the career. That doesn't mean either of them cannot play as a small forward.
Small forward.
yeah.
Considering this era of what do you call it?
Small ball. Small ball.
Positionless
Small.
basketball.
Yes. Small
Both of them
ball.
play
Yes.
a small ball, either shooting guard or a small forward. Technically, both of them are regarded as wing players on the wing, guys who plays on the perimeter. So, but again, but if you want to go by position, I think either of those two should have been probably dropped, and a conventional small forward player should have been added. So, which should have probably been LeBron. So, of course, Shaq is Shaq. So, I don't read too much
Shaq is
into his.
so Kashi, do you agree with sensationalism as well, or there's a little bit
Uh,
of truth to it?
Absolutely. Right now that all these guys are seeing the amount of money coming out from podcasts,
I tell
you
you,
need to. They are fighting for our listening attention now.
I tell
And
you.
their attention is big currency now. You need eyes on your podcast. The same
Yeah.
week that Shaq did his top five, Draymond Green also did his top five
Oh
defenders,
gosh, I did. I think
he put himself as one of the top five defenders in the history of basketball.
oh, nice,
Right?
nice.
Yeah. So
I need whatever is smoking. You should get me whatever is smoking. I need to smoke.
so this is what I think. I think sometimes you can't hide your bias. You will always be biased to the people that you've seen as your heroes. It's just what it is. You'll be biased to the people you went to war with. I think we're not talking football now, but I saw Iniesta give his top five Champions League five-a-side, and it was all Barcelona. He didn't even consider anyone in the world. He actually picked Victor Valdez to be his goalkeeper. And everybody knows that is totally subjective. So I think what Shaq did was to pick his idols and to pick the people he went to war with. Right. So because of that, I'm not going to add I'm going to take it with a very, very tall glass of salt because it's all subjective. But
It's also
big ups to Shaq, still one of the most dominant players ever. Even an even better studio analyst, if you ask me, because of his character, not because of what he brings in terms of analyzing the sports. But I do not agree with the list, and
all
that
right,
is
guys,
saying
we're
what
going
I
on a
say.
quick break right now. When we come back, we'll be jumping straight into the world of football. What we're talking about a little bit. Ronaldo going for the Ballon d'Or.